car is speeding out of control.
No,
oh my God. Oh my God. What do I do with her?
Do you remember this crash in Payson? A 17-year-old girl killed. And tonight, for the first time, the ABC 15 investigators take you under the hood of that car to show you what may have led to the tragic crash. ABC 15 investigator Joe Ducey reveals new details, putting pressure on a major car maker and how it could affect hundreds of thousands of drivers.
In a police lot outside of Payson, lawyers ask questions, experts set up cameras. After 5 months, they're inspecting what's left of this Ford Escape. What's revealed under the hood could lead to action against one of the world's largest car makers, affect hundreds of thousands of drivers, and could explain what happened just a few miles away.
She cannot stop. She can't stop.
Okay.
It's just accelerating.
When 17-year-old Sage Bloom's car sped out of control and her mother desperately called 911.
Oh my God. Oh my God. What do I do with her?
January 27th, with her mom Jamie following behind, Sage is driving her new car for the first time when something goes wrong. As you see, surveillance cameras caught the Escape speeding by. The police report shows scratch marks right of the accelerator. Sage must have used some force to make those marks, but the car wouldn't stop.
Oh my God. She's a wreck. She's a wreck. Oh my God.
Sage's dad, Ryan Bloom, checked out the car and okayed it just days earlier. Now he's faced with the worst thing a father can hear.
You know when that time stops and you just think, please, just God, let her be okay.
His oldest daughter did avoid injuring anyone except herself. Her body was thrown from the car. Sage Bloom died hours later.
I just sit and think, I wish I could just see her again.
The ABC 15 investigators discovered Ford issued a safety recall involving the accelerator cable on 2002 to 2004 Escapes, including Sage's car. Then we uncovered something Ford did not send to owners, and what some advocates say should have prompted a second recall. It's a warning sent to dealers 10 months after the recall, showing how mechanics could be making an incorrect repair. By the time dealers got the corrected instructions, Ford's own records show more than 300,000 of the Escapes had already been fixed, including the Escape Sage was driving. We showed Ryan Bloom and his attorneys what we found.
There's the correct way, and there's the incorrect way.
Wow.
And now you're seeing it. Ford's own instructions show the potential danger. Damage can be caused if mechanics lift up on the speed control cable. This demonstration provided to us by the Bloom's expert for another case shows that could cause the plastic cover to break, the speed control cable to come loose, accelerate fast enough, and the cable can stick. Experts say that leaves the throttle open and the car traveling at very high speeds. On this day, inspectors for both Ford and the Bloom family are here. Bloom inspector Bill Williams snakes a small camera through the engine, under the crucial cable area, being careful not to disturb any evidence.
That's the catch.
The speed control cable broken, lodged under the engine cover. The throttle stuck wide open. The Bloom's attorney Bob Boatman and Williams say what Ford warned its dealers against, damage to the speed control cable, is exactly what they say they found in the Escape Sage Bloom was driving the day she died.
This is one of the clearest demonstrations I've ever seen of a safety defect in a vehicle.
Clarence Ditlow says the Bloom's inspection was clear because the vehicle hadn't been moved since impounded, and technology allowed an examination of the speed control cable. He's with the Center for Auto Safety in Washington.
This is a problem that is not behind us, it's in the future.
Ditlow is so concerned about hundreds of thousands of Escapes that could be on the road with a bad repair, he's taking a rare action.
I don't see how Ford cannot do another recall.
Ditlow says his organization is filing a petition based on Sage's accident, pushing NHTSA to force Ford to issue a second recall on the affected Escapes. Ford's attorneys didn't want our cameras at the scene, and their inspector didn't comment. Previously, Ford told the ABC 15 investigators it's committed to informing customers when any issues arise involving vehicle safety. And if you take your Escape in for service, the company says all service actions and updates like this one remain in the Ford dealer system indefinitely, allowing dealers to check on recommended repairs. Ford had no comment about the Escape's inspection. But Joan Claybrook, a former head of NHTSA, thinks the automaker should have to give some answers to the federal government for not sending owners a second notice.
They didn't warn them properly because they never sent the letter that they sent to NHTSA and to their dealers. They never sent that letter to the consumer.
If Ford is found to have violated the NHTSA statute for failure to recall, she believes Ford could be subject to civil fines, and she can't understand why that second notice wasn't issued.
I'm just outraged that Ford would behave this way.
I know that there's more out there that are running around with that bind in there, just waiting for the right circumstance to happen.
They are circumstances this expert says came together like a perfect storm that day in January.
Oh my God, my poor child.
Cutting short a young life in this spot. Now only a cross is left here to keep her memory and the memory of her death alive.
Oh my God, she's a wreck. She's a wreck. Oh my God.
So far, the Blooms have not filed a lawsuit, and regulators haven't made any determinations involving the accident. Now, we brought you this story from the beginning, and there's more to come. In the last couple of hours, we received this 81-page petition from the Center for Auto Safety pushing NHTSA for a second recall based on Sage's accident and what we found. We'll keep you up to date as the story unfolds in Washington and here in Arizona.
I'm sure it's easy to panic in a situation like this, but there are some things you can do if it happens to you.
It's probably a really crucial part of the story that people get this, and that is put the car in neutral. Experts tell us that's the best way to do it. Of course, it's easy for us to say, but you're in a panic situation like that, trying to get off the road, what are you going to do? And it's hard to remember.
You're worried about a lot of things
neutral.
at that point. Thanks, Joe.
Okay.